Welcome back to Learn SKN, and today we're going to pick up right where we left off from the previous video. The previous video we're looking at money and the bartering system and how money developed from the bartering system. And so today we're going to pick up still in section 3, subsection 3 of section 5. We're going to look at the functions of money, but first the features or the characteristics or the qualities of money, and then we're going to look at the functions of money. Okay, but before we do that, please like the video, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. All right, so let's just jump right into it one time. So features of money. So what makes something money? For anything to function as money, it must possess certain features or characteristics, and so we have a list of characteristics of money right here. So let's start from the top. It must be homogeneous. All units of money must be identical or uniform. Okay, so that's just right there. So all $5 bills for whatever currency must be the same. It must be uniform, right? So, I mean, it must be the same. You can't have a blue 5, a red 5, things like that. So all of the monies within a currency, all of the denominations must be uniform or identical. Homogeneous means the same. So it must be the same. So all units of money must be identical or uniform. So all Jamaica $1,000 bills must be the same. All Trinidadian, $50 bills must be the same. If they have $50, I don't even know. But anyway, all Titi 100 bills must be the same. All EC 50s must be the same. So you get the point. It must be divisible. Remember what we said, one of the problems with barter was that you couldn't divide everything. You couldn't just chop off a horse foot and sell a man a 3-legged horse. That couldn't work. So money must be divisible. Money must be able to be divided into smaller units. Not that the coin or note itself. So we're not talking about the physical money itself. But we say this one is self-explanatory. So you have a dollar. A dollar can be divided into 4 quarts or even 10 cents, 25 cents, 101 cents, stuff like that. So you have a $5 bill. You can break down that $5 bill into 5 singles. You can further break that down into whatever quarts, 10 cents, 5 cents, 1 cent, right down. So money must be divisible. So you have to be able to go to the store and get back your change, right? You have to divide whatever the total is. You must be able to get back your change because money must be able to be divided right down from the highest to the lowest. Good. So it must be divisible. It must be portable, naturally. Remember, one of the problems with gold as money, commodity money, was that it was hard to carry around. You see, man, with a big stack of gold and the bullion and stuff, like, you can't carry that around every day in your pocket. That can weigh you down. So money must be easy to carry around and enable transaction to take place without inconvenience. So money, of course, you got your nut, you got your water, a cash, and it's easy to carry around because it's paper. It's very light. And so that's one of the features that must be there to make it money. It must be legal tender. This means that the creditor is legally obligated to accept the money in settlement of debt. Notes and coins are legal tender. Small denominations of money, coins, are not legal tender for large debts. You hear that one? They are not legal tender for large debt. Checks are not legal tender. No creditor is bound to accept checks as a means of payment. So sometimes you see a man real willful, huh? You go into the bank and you see a man walk through with about a barrel full of coins talking about the paying off this and that. But that's not right, because that's just willful on your part. You understand? So that is why coins are not legal tender for a large debt. Imagine you owe somebody $1,000 and they're paying them in 10 cents. That's just bad. They're gonna have to sit there and count them all day. So that is why that's not acceptable. All right, it must be acceptable. Here we go. Everyone must be willing to accept money as a means of settling debts. It is from our willingness to accept money as a means of payment that money obtains its value. So if everybody just say we ain't accepting this no more, then that's not money anymore. I think it happened recently, I think it was India. Is it India? Where the government was trying to change the bills and the notes and stuff like that, and people basically rejected it. And so if you reject it, then that's not money you can pay me in. You understand? So it must be acceptable. And that is why certain currencies are not acceptable in certain places. And that is why it cannot be used. For example, in most of the OECD countries, we do not accept US coins. Quart and 10, we don't accept that. Just the dollar and up. Because the coins are not legal tender. They're not acceptable in our system. And so if it's not acceptable, then it's not money. It cannot be money. It cannot be used to pay debts. It's not acceptable. It's not money. And so back in the day where you would have used a variety of things for money, people have to buy in. You have to have buy-in. People have to actually accept that this is money, and so therefore I'll use it. Right? Okay, good. It must be durable. The goes without saying. You don't want to have something that is destroyed after you sell it to one or two persons. You exchange two hands and it's destroyed. No. Money must be long-lasting and not easy to wear away. If it is not durable, for instance, if it crumbled and melted away, it would be useless as money. In the UK in the 1600s, silver coins were illegally clipped. Oh wow! In order to make more coins, so people used to actually chip off the coins. This was the reason for introducing the milled edge to reduce such debasement of the currency. Right? So that's the edge right here. So you could tell that somebody shaved off a piece, and it doesn't really value what it says it is. Right? So that is why that was invented. And so it must be durable. And you would realize that most of the monies we use today, even the paper ones, are relatively durable, because you crush up a paper money in your hand, sometimes it's open back, you wash it in the machine, sometimes it survives, they hang it out to dry, and it's good as new. And so it's relatively durable. And even more so, a lot of the polymer monies, like almost like plastic, are even more durable today. Last but not least, it must be relatively scarce. Money must be relatively scarce for it to have value. No one would want to work hard all day and then be able to pick up pebbles and where you can pick up off the sidewalk. So imagine that. Somebody paying you with stone. So all you have to do is just go and pick up some stone here. That's your payment. Right? So that can't work as money. And that was a problem back in the day. Because when they start using shells and beans and stuff like that, man would just go and pick a lot of beans, pick a lot of shells. Here, that's your pay. Right? So that could not work. It had to be scarce. And that's why those metals were used as money, because they're relatively scarce. Because only so much gold you could get your hands on, so much silver, because you have to go to the mine, you have to mine it, then you have to process it, you have to stamp it, stuff like that. So it was relatively scarce. And that's why it had such a value. Even today, gold has a high value because it's relatively scarce. Look at bitcoins today. Because it's a finite amount of bitcoins going around. That is why they are scarce, and that is why one Bitcoin is worth almost how much, 1,000 US right now, because there's a finite amount and it can just go and reproduce a certain Bitcoin, right? You can print more money, and that is the problem that some countries had, like Venezuela, where they had what we call hyperinflation, because the government would straight up just print money. So all of a sudden, the money worthless, because everybody got paper money just throwing around, because it's worthless. So that is why countries don't just print money to solve problems, because first it devalues the currency, and because it becomes less scarce and the supply is higher, and so the value goes down. So all of a sudden you have things like $1 billion bills and nonsense like that, $1,000 bills and $50,000 bills and things like that, hyperinflation, and so it's ridiculous. So you have to be scarce. So those are the characteristics of money, or the features of money. Now, do not mix up the features with the functions of money. A lot of people do that, mix up the feature and the functions of money. So what are the functions of money? Money functions, and the first one we mentioned up there, as a medium of exchange. So you can use your money to get goods and services. You can exchange money for goods and services. It's acceptable. Money is acceptable as a means of payment for goods and services. A farmer can sell his banana at the market for money. He can use the money to purchase other goods and services. So right there we know money is used as a medium of exchange. It's one of the first obvious functions that it was used to, and basically came about because of how barter had so much issues. Then a store of value. Money can be used as a store of value. Now, unlike some goods, money can be stored or saved for use at a later date. Remember, we said that some of the problems with barter is that you couldn't save some of the items, perishable items, you couldn't save them for a later date. You couldn't even accumulate them to get wealthy. So, money can be stored, can be saved, and can be spent at a later date. It gives the saver purchasing power in the future. However, some people might choose to save by storing values such as real estate, paintings, or jewelry. In times of inflation, money loses its value. people might choose to save in other assets. Money might therefore eliminate the problem of difficulty in saving that is present with BAT, as we said before. Right? So money can be used to store value. Money can be used as a unit of account. What does this mean? What they're saying is that you can value something based on the denomination, right? For example, you might have a soda cost $1.50. That's the unit of account. $1.50, the dollar, in a dollar value. It has a dollar value. It's $1.50. So this means that money is a measure of value. All goods and services can be given price in terms of money. It is not necessary to give goods a value in terms of other goods. For example, declaring that one economics textbook is worth 150 oranges. This also makes accounting simpler, as the total value of any set good or group of assets can be measured using money. So money is just, it gives things a monetary value. It gives them a value. Like I said before, a car costs $100,000. That's the value of the good. That's the unit of account, dollars. So that's what money is right there, a unit of account. It can be used to price things in a sense. A standard of deferred payment. In modern economy, a customer might buy a good today and derive satisfaction from consuming it now. However, he might choose to pay for the good at a later date. Many furniture stores give credit where consumers make their down payment on the good and the customer pays it later on. So you can, well, in a sense, they're saying because of money, you can actually credit things, right? You can credit things a thing now because of money. So you can get it now and pay later. This happens all the time in certain businesses where, the supplier would bring the supplies, bring the stuff, bring the goods, and you pay them later on. So money can be used as a standard of deferred payment or paying later. And so those are the major functions of money, right? Those are the major functions of money. And so if you look at the syllabus, we would have covered section 3. We looked at the development of money from the barter into what it is now, commodity money, fiat money, the gold standard, etc. We look at the features or characteristics of money: acceptability, scarce or limited supply, homogeneity, divisibility, portability, and durability. And then we looked at the 4 main functions of money: a medium of exchange, a store of value, a measure of value, and a standard of deferred payment. And so we're going to stay right there for now. And next time, we're going to jump in at explain the concepts demand for money and supply, money supply. So we're going to look at that next time and see how far we get with that one, right? So that's it for now. If you want to know whether the next video drops on money, you know what to do. You have to like the video, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you know when Learn SKN drops another video on money. All right? So thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.